Hello everybody, I am Fedora Gamer, and welcome to another episode of Incoming Indie, where we take a look at interesting in-development indie games. Today we are looking at the beta build of Secrets of Grindea, I believe is how it's said. Despite me not being able to say the name very clearly, it is kind of wonderful. It is in beta, still in heavy development, and still a little ways to go before it's finished, but it is an action RPG. And what's really interesting about this is it has two modes, and both of them are really good. Arcade mode is actually kind of a roguelike mode that I am ridiculously addicted to. And story mode is, well, it's a single player, well no, actually not single player, this has multiplayer on both story and arcade mode that already works in this beta form. But it's a story-driven, kind of linear action RPG, which I'll show you a little bit of that here later, but I love arcade mode, so I will jump right into arcade mode. And you have single player and multiplayer, which works. It is the kind of clunky IP system where you connect via direct IP, but it functions, and I believe up to 4 players at a time. And single player also has that. Well, let's go ahead and, no, not multiplayer, single player. And we can design a hero, or we can let it randomize our heroes every time we die. I'll go with randomize, which it apparently decided I have lady parts for the first hero here. I am fine with that. Don't read too much into that. Alright, and this is like a roguelike mode. Action roguelike, or with roguelike elements, or procedural death labyrinth, whatever term you prefer here. This little town here was not here to begin with. It was just 2 people standing down here. As you progress through and get higher and higher scores, and your scores rack up, you actually unlock parts of this town and get this town built down at the base of the procedurally generated mountain you have to climb up. And as you do so, quests unlock, which I do have an active quest right now to get something. Most of the quests are like beat a boss and it drops an item and bam. Basically, as you get more score, new NPCs show up. The buildings don't just pop in most time. You have to then talk to that NPC and complete the NPC's quest for him to then add on to your little village down here. This right here will actually be your own house, and you can get furnishing items and decorate it, which you can also do in the... You will be able to do in the story mode. This is not implemented yet. The housing system is not in yet, but in the future you will be able to do that. You also gain some rewards from your score going up. Let's see, like a lot of these here. A lot of these are cosmetic items, and there's a housing item, but there's no house to put it in yet. More, I can have fancy beard. Let's go ahead and equip the fancy beard. But it equipped it on a normal equipment slot, which is a waste of a stat slot. Let's put it on. Let's remove. Let's put it on the style slot, which is basically made for these kind of things. I can put on angry eyebrows, or let's put on a beard. We have a bearded lady now. Let's put on one of our funny hats too. Let's make it a bearded cat lady. That's probably a fetish somewhere, unfortunately, but we are now a bearded cat lady. So you gain those rewards, and they are every time you respawn a new hero, you still have those in your inventory, and those also carry over into the story mode for some cool cosmetic things and to place in your house in story mode once that is a thing, once you can do that, once that's implemented. But let's go ahead and get into the game here. First off, graphically, very colorful and kind of beautiful. I like the sprite graphics. The animations are really good. And there's things like, look at this little screech to a stop animation. That's the kind of attention to detail you see looked over in a lot of games. And this game for beta is extremely polished. Also, my key bindings changed, so I'm going to go in and change where my bow is at. Now, I am playing this with a 360 controller, which has support right out of the box. It does have keyboard settings, keyboard controls. I have not tried them. The second I looked at this game, I knew I just wanted to use a controller to play it. Let's go ahead and move here. You have your face buttons where your skills go. Two of them are by default, your attack and your shield. But then you also have these other two sets of face buttons that are opened by holding left or right trigger. And I usually put my bow right here. So I hold the right trigger and then I can use that set of hotkeys. It works very well in practice. Alright, our first little room. These are procedurally generated in this mode. In the arcade mode. Let's go over here. We have a treasure chest. And that is a nice magic item. I had nothing in that slot, so it auto-equipped it for me. Oop, we have a elite version of the monster. Let's go ahead and bow them. Come on, elite monster. I'm using one-handed weapon right now. You start with a basic one-handed and a basic two-handed weapon, and I just got a slime helmet, which you will not see on me because now I don't want to use that helmet. The slime helmet's better. That's another cool feature, is when you pick up something for a slot that you already have filled, it will give you that information right there showing you which the stat effects, and then you can just hit the right bumper to equip it without having to go in and equip it the long way. But we did level up, so let's go ahead and put a point into a skill. Now, a skill system is extremely freeform. You can put, it's not linear, you can put points into any of them you want. And you can mix up combat, magic, and support, which there's very little support. These locked ones are not implemented yet, which it clearly says right here, not implemented. And you can mix and match magic and combat as much as you want and make your build however you want to. It's classless and completely freeform, which I am a huge fan of. But there are items that add to physical attack and items that add to magical attack. So it's to become as strong as you possibly can, it's good to focus. Now, I like going with magic builds, and I already did get a magic attack item. I'm going to go ahead and start with Cloud Strike, which is a very good spell. Even if you're going mostly physical attack, I would still recommend having Cloud Strike because it's just wonderful passive damage, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll go ahead and... Now, the skill system works on a point system. There's copper, silver, and gold points. Now, gold upgrades and gold points are not implemented yet, but your first 5 levels, you gain 1 copper point per level. Then on the 5th level, you get your first silver point, and then you get a silver as well as a copper. You always get a copper every level. And then every other level, you gain another silver point. And how these work is, I believe it's 4 or 5 copper points, and then they will require silver points to progress further, and then they will require copper or gold after that once that's implemented. But let's go ahead and go to more info here. So once you get to silver charge, the silver level, they have added effects if you charge up the spell to that to activate that, which is hard to explain. But let's go ahead and summon our cloud here. Now, all skills and spells can be charged up. When they're only in their copper level, a few seconds of charge will just increase their damage, perhaps. But once you have it up into silver grade, it will have a little effect when you get to the 2nd level of charge, and that's how you trigger the silver upgrades effects on the spell. But now we have a pet cloud, which stays out indefinitely. It does take a permanent 20 of my energy while it's out, so my max energy is now 80 instead of 20. But then it flies around and lightnings things for me. It's a very useful spell. Alright, now we got a boss fight. This, nope, oh crap, I just unsummoned my cloud here. No bees. Be gone, bees. The bees are actually kind of a big... Oh, I am taking a bunch of stupid damage. Healing comes rare in arcade mode. It's all roguelike-y, so all that stupid damage I've taken is just going to mean this run is going to end sooner. I want to kill the hives because they continuously spawn these bees. Okay. Now the bees, you can't hit them while they're floating around. Only when they're diving at you, which is difficult and dangerous. But if you block them with your shield, which is the A button on my controller, it then stuns them, which then the cloud takes care of them for me. The cloud will also nail them while they're swooping at you as well. And that is floor 1 cleared. A very poor clear. I can easily get through floor 1 without taking any damage. And we get some score bonus. And this is about the only time you can heal, is at the beginning of every floor there's a healing orb. Well, there's also nurses that spawn that you can buy HP from. And it is very expensive. It's like 12 gold per HP point, so it's not that great. So I cleared that room with an S rank, which is, that ranking system goes on how fast you cleared it. Now we leveled up again, and I like to go a magic build, and I really like the insect swarm. It's very useful. It starts out pretty weak, but if you get a bunch of plus magic attack items and put a good amount of points into that skill, it becomes kind of ridiculously good. Even though, and by ridiculously good, I mean I still can't beat the arcade mode. The arcade mode has 8 floors. I have gotten to the 5th floor, and that's the furthest I've gotten. Okay, here's a challenge room, which these show up randomly, and it's to kill the enemies in the right order. The other ones can't be attacked, and I'm taking more dome damage. Here, eat bugs. That's what the insect swarm does. Thank you. Now we got the slime to deal with. Oh, you missed me. Thank you. And challenge complete, and an item comes flying out, which is worse than what I'm currently wearing, but it will be useful to sell at a shop. I also leveled up, so I'm going to put another point into the Cloud Strike here. That allows it to attack flying enemies. Very useful. After I get up to 2 points, though, then I focus on Insect Swarm and just leave the Cloud Strike where it's at for right now. Alright, hey, we have a shop. Please. Oh, he sells a magic rod, which I want, because I'm going for a magic build right now. And equip. Now I'm not that great in physical combat. Okay, this guy's kind of a pain, but that's a good way to get him out of the ground, is just block him. And he's... yeah. Do not get hit by him. He does a lot of damage. There we go. And we just got a card, which gives me a chance to explain cards. Every enemy type has a card, which is a rare drop, and this is true in story mode as well. Getting the card of an enemy gives you a permanent, some kind of increase in effect. I didn't pay attention to what that one does. I think that one is 15% more HP from healing orbs. That's what that guy's card does. So permanently now, for this run, that is, wow, I did really good on that floor. I got an A rank. Alright, so yeah, these will heal me for 33 now instead of 26 because of that card. Okay. Now that things start getting a little trickier, we start getting some environmental hazards here. Touching those does damage. You can break them. Now these guys I like to take care of with ranged attacks, because these ones, they have a much lower gap between their swings than the boss one of them, but they don't move. So, insects, and now the insects, when they kill something, they will move to another enemy, and some of them will respawn from if they get the killing hit on the enemies. So, these insects can get really good. Got a new shield, I will definitely equip that. And here's another random event. This guy shows up and will give us a challenge on the next room and a reward if we take it and succeed in the challenge. Let's see here. Clear the next room in time for an S grade. If he'll give me something neat. If I succeed, he will punish me. If I don't know what punish me means. I'm taking that bet because I'm going to use the bow to take care of them quickly. There we go. Oh, well, he gave me a healing item, which is honestly really good. Healing is extremely rare in arcade mode. So, okay, I don't like that boar. And I'm a magic user now, so I'm pretty much... I just run from everything and let my spells do the job between my insects and my cloud guy here. Ooh, got our card drop. Increase attack and casting speed by 3. That's always a good one to get early on. And I equipped a crit item. I would rather have a magic attack item in that slot, but I don't have the option of that right now. Nope. Bastard, just die. Oh god. Oh god, this is going horribly. I did level up, so I'm going to put another point into my insect swarm here. This red slime that's left behind by the slimes slows you down. Here's the nurse, which is a very expensive way to heal. The quest I have is also to buy medicine from this nurse that costs 2,000 gold, which I cannot do. Oh, hey, now we have a sliding block puzzle. I'm kinda terrible at these. I'm gonna use the D-pad. That actually helps a lot here. Trying to remember how I do this. I've done this one before. I have figured out in time. Okay, I remember, I think. Lots of moving around to get to other sides of things here. Now I just push this one down here, and it's out of my way. And I have to do that again. These... Oh, okay. Don't go too far. Alright, I'm running out of time. These challenge rooms really do add quite a bit to the game. Breaking up the monotony of just kill room full of enemies, kill room full of enemies again. Okay, I gotta be careful here. "20 seconds. Get that out of the way. I got this. 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Ah, don't miss it. 6, 5, 4. I got it. Ooh, bow ties are generally really good items. Less defense, more max energy points. Did I equip? I think I hit it too late. I definitely want more energy points being a magic focused build right now. I have a lot of helmets. So, you know, some of them are just the aesthetic ones. Okay, we got another boss fight here. The bosses are kind of in random order, except for certain ones will face the right... Well, at least it caught him. This boss is really easy. If you can get her on floor 1, and then she's really easy because she doesn't have the 2 cronies with her. If you get her higher than floor 1, she has the cronies. And I just usually try to get rid of the cronies as fast as I can here. Then she's pretty easy. You just dodge that and smack her. Just don't let her hit you. She does a ton of damage. Die, crony. Oh god. I have 4 health left. Eat insects. There we go. Now I can just take her out. She'll charge me, dodge it, and then I can smack her around all I want. For a few seconds, that is. And while I do the run around, I just use my insects to soften her up some more. And it is over. Ooh, I got some really good armor. Equip, thank you. That button's being a little wonky on me. That armor is I've never seen it before drop in arcade mode. It is extremely strong. Healing, yes, please. I need you badly. Oh, hey, the red slime's stuck there. That works out for me. Dropped a sword, which is not useful to me, but is good for selling. Just die, please. Thank you. So one thing about the skill system I do kind of wish there was is a lot of the skills, well, right now, in my opinion, are pretty useless. But I wish there was a respec system in this or in story mode. There isn't in either, because there's a lot of other builds I'd like to try, but to get to the point where you can actually test and see if it's going to be viable long term takes a while. Get that up to a high enough level for those skill points for you to have an actual conclusion on the build. Okay. Let's kill the hive first here. Thank you. The cloud should take care of the bee, but I will block just in case. We did level up again at some point. I haven't been paying very close attention to that, apparently. And I'm going to put more into Swarm here. Oh, hey, there's a chest over here. Give me something that gives me a magic attack, please. That's actually a really good item. I think 60 more... Damn it. I think 60 more HP is more important than 11 armor. I'm getting all kinds of good drops this time that I've never seen drop in arcade mode before. Yeah, 60 HP is a pretty big deal. Okay, let's get over to this hive. And we'll just fight insects with insects. Thank you. That was easy enough. Got an A rank on that room. Ooh, jeez, that... Oh, God. Why am I getting my butt kicked by easy enemies? Also, that's how you get more ammo for your bow. There is no skill line for the bow. It's just a attack to use when you need it and requires a certain amount of ammunition. What did I... Oh, okay. I was like, where did my map go? Oh, God. There's these challenges that are herd the chickens into the coop, which to herd them, you hit them, and then they run exactly away from you. So you gotta aim yourself in a way that will lead them into the coop. But they don't always spawn with bushes like this. I am pretty sure the bush ones like this are impossible. Oh, dang it, I missed. You go in. There, that's how you get them in. These bush ones are goddamn impossible. I'm gonna call the developer out and say those are impossible. Just saying. Okay, and since I have such little HP, I'll probably get my butt kicked by this guy, but this is the Giga Slime, which is generally the last boss of the forest area. After this, you'll go to the Halloween forest area. I didn't get any more magic attack up items, so I would like to have gotten at least one more before this fight. Now that green ooze it leaves behind slows your movement, so you gotta watch that. And then he does this. Now the trick to it is to... Well, I was gonna try to perfect block, but I have a good enough shield just to sit here and block him until he runs out. If you perfect block, it will knock him backwards, and then you can just run away and wait him out. Perfect block is a technique if you block it just the right time, right as the attack is landing, which will usually take less shield damage because there is a shield bar, and then they can break your guard, and it takes a while to charge back up. I got a perfect block there, but I can't see well enough to try to get away. There's goo everywhere. Oh, God. So perfect block is a great thing to try to master. Perfect blocking an enemy makes it take less damage to your shield and usually has some other kind of effect like knocking back the enemy. Go, insects of doom. Do my bidding. Oh, God. Oh, he's taking tons of damage now, but he's doing another... This will be the last time he does this. Oh, I almost didn't get turned in the right direction. I will actually beat this guy, it looks like. Apparently I'm a badass like that. Oh, God, I faced the wrong way. Hey, I won! Ooh, and he dropped a ring of some sort. Good ring. I didn't get any essence from him. I haven't talked any about essence. Now, the town you're building at the bottom, so far, it's just been for quests, which usually just gives you more town or more cosmetic items or housing items or some essence. But there is a little bit of a persistent progression system. Done. Oh, God, I'm going to die quickly here. That's an elite one. It's really... Oh, God, there's a Halloween, too. And that guy shoots projectiles. And I leveled up. This room got real crazy real quick. Eat insects. Oh god, he got me. Well, now I can talk about the essence system. And I did get some reward. A reward of an essence, thankfully. Okay. Now the essence system, you can come here and you see this perks down there in the bottom. I have a plus HP perk right now. You can earn essence by drops or by rewards from your score. And they're very, very rare. It's taken me a long time to get up to that 30. And you can use that to get perks. The max HP boost was 5 essences. Then most of the rest are 10, 25, 15. But then unlocking perk slots is really expensive. So you can get your first perk pretty quickly, the HP one that costs 5. But getting to your second perk takes a long time. I got my first perk after like 5 runs. I've done countless runs since then, and I still cannot afford to even unlock another perk. So I could buy another perk and replace that one with it. But getting to your second perk slot is the progression needs tweaked. Because it's seriously, quickly you get one perk, and then a very long time before you get another perk, and then an even longer time before you get your third perk. So there needs to be more gradual increase of this persistent progression system. Right now, it is huge time gap, unless you're a lot better than me and can get a lot more essence. But the best I've ever gotten in one run was 2 essence. So that's something that really needs looked into. And some of these seem cool, like Sharp Start. You'll start with the second tier of one-handed sword instead of the first. Same with Brutal Start. Smart Start starts you with a wand. Now these sound cool, and they will help you for the first floor, maybe the second floor. But it really doesn't take that long just playing normally to get this weapon. And it's not usually what's going to be pivotal to your success, because you can usually get the second tier weapon on the first or second floor, and you can usually get through those if you're decent at it without taking any damage in the first place. So these are kind of pointless. Smart Start is the only one I would disagree with. Might be useful because sometimes it is kind of hard to find the rod. Not all shops sell it. So if you're going with a magic build, Smart Start might actually be useful. Tough Start, more useful because you usually only get the better shields from drops. They don't usually show up in shops. But almost every shop has the one-handed and two-handed sword. That one, of course, is awesome. And this one is your max HP will increase by 5%. So as you level up more and get items that add to your max HP, this becomes more and more effective. Lucky Arrows is more arrow drops. Big Quiver lets you carry 10 more arrows. Time Warp gives you more time on all those challenges, which might actually make that bush chicken thing actually doable. And then perk slots. I would like to see more perks and a more gradual curve at being able to get these persistent progression bonuses instead of it just being one thing and giant time gap. Alright, well, I think I've rambled on long enough about the arcade mode. Now, this game is $15. To get in the early access is actually a Steam key, but it doesn't have a Steam store page. You have to go to the website, get the game, and they're doing like a self-done Kickstarter thing where you can choose different tiers that have different rewards, but the $15 base tier gives you instant beta access right now. If this game was just this arcade mode, I would still recommend it for $15. This arcade mode is goddamn wonderful. I love it. It's really challenging, really fun, nice variety when it comes to all the different events that can happen. Great. But then there's also the entire story mode, which we will go into a little bit of now. Let's go into my single player campaign here. Now this is endgame for this current beta. The story only progresses so far in this beta. This main storyline you can burn through in like 2 hours in this beta, and the main storyline is nowhere near complete yet. If you do all the side stuff, you probably get 2 or 3 more hours out of it right now, so maybe up to 5 hours of content in the current beta. The devs have said on their forums that in the finished state, they think that the main quest line if you rush the main quest line, will probably be about 8 hours long. And then many more hours, at least double on top of that, with doing all the side quests and activities. So, you know, not going to be the longest game, but 8 hours of gameplay for a $15 game with an already wonderful arcade mode is very good in my opinion. But I have reached the end of the story for the current beta. Now, if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to spoil yourself on the story until it's all there, I would completely understand not wanting to get this game yet, or maybe getting it and just playing the arcade mode until more of it is completed, or it's almost complete, or is completely finished, and that's perfectly understandable. And I'm not going to show you any story elements because I don't want to ruin the story for you, and I've already gotten through all the story elements at this point in time anyway. Let's go ahead. I do have a side quest, a few side quests to go do. Let's do this one that goes through the Halloween woods here. Yeah, we'll go right here. Whoop! Alright, what do I need to do in Halloween woods? I don't remember what my side mission is. Pumpkin inspection. Okay, so I need to meet some... Okay. This is interesting. Let's go ahead and... Now I'm using the same kind of build, but I have chain lightning on this build too as well. And that's what the second level of insects is. Bigger insects that do a lot of damage. That last longer and can jump around to more enemies. And I didn't fully charge, but this will give me a good chance to show you that charging system. Now that's a full charge. I was too busy, but... Yeah, once you start glowing green, you're fully charged. And there's a sound effect, but I keep not being able to hear it because of the enemy sounds. Yeah, there we go. Zink, zink. Then it's the second level charge. Okay, so you're the person I'm supposed to talk to, huh? Alright. It's an escort mission. I haven't seen one of these yet. Oh, hey, I don't have my cloud out. I do have a pet slime that doesn't attack yet, because... I'll talk about the pet system in a minute. Let's work on this quest here. Insects, go. Oh yes, he wants to collect weird mushrooms. That's right. Let's look at the pet system a little bit here. Let's go to my pet. I have a pet slime right now. Actually, I want to switch to my pet Rabby. Oh god, that doesn't pause the game? No, stay off of him. Okay. Anyway, no pet system right now because during this mission, apparently you can't. Oh god. Okay, dude, quit just walking into enemies like an idiot with a death wish. You want some water samples? Oh god. Okay. That's sorted. Dude, you are slow. Let's do some chain lightning here, which bounces between enemies. And it is very useful. Let's get some insects out. I'm out of EP. I'm out of energy points. Jeez, I'm getting my ass kicked here for you, dude. You better give me some awesome reward for this. Okay, I don't want to start him yet in this second leg of the quest. Let's talk about the pet system. I will swap out to my other pet. I just captured this one, but... which is a pink Rabby. Now you can feed your pet items that you get throughout the game. They increase their stats, and apparently unless you... I don't know if they attack yet because it's not implemented yet, or until you get some points into damage where they're actually worth attacking, but it doesn't seem like they attack anything yet. Assumably, that will change in the future. I'll give it some damage food here. But then you can customize their stats by feeding them different things. And there's a fishing minigame, and a lot of the fish are useful as pet foods for their different stats. There's a lot of little side things, little mini games that are quite fun, and I do like when RPGs have those kind of features in them. Varies up the gameplay a little bit. So gameplay-wise, in the story mode, you know, it's a traditional, classic... Sorry, trying to fight, think. the can't. Quit walking through everything that wants to kill you. Freaking douche nozzle. Oh yes, those have projectile attacks. I forgot about that. Gee, this isn't gonna go well. I'm probably gonna fail this mission. Just bloody die. I have like a really good, extremely powerful magic setup, and this is just kicking my butt. The end boss of what is the game so far. Oh, yeah, he runs back to the beginning. Okay, I failed that mission. But anyway, it's a classic action RPG. Looks really good. I love the art style. Just die. And the combat is extremely fun and satisfying. It doesn't really break any new ground. There's a few interesting mechanics, few interesting systems, but nothing extremely revolutionary. But what it does really well. So that's my takeaway from this. If you want to get into the beta, the link will be in the description, or wait till it's finished and it'll be on Greenlight because it's already, or not Greenlight, but Steam because it's already been greenlit. It is goddamn wonderful. I love this game. I'm extremely addicted to the arcade mode. The story mode was a lot of fun, even though it's nowhere near complete. The boss fights are very interesting, especially the last boss of the current beta was a pretty damn good boss fight. The boss design is kind of wonderful. I recommend picking it up. If not right now while it's in beta, do so when it comes out. It is a very good game. If you have any interest in this type, this style, and this genre, you're gonna love this game. I also can't wait till more of the skills are implemented. That might make my ability to get to the end of arcade mode plausible once there's the rest of the skills are implemented, which are a lot of defensive and offensive buff type things and passive skills. So once all those are implemented, I might actually be able to beat the arcade mode, or not, probably not. Anyway, I've been Fedora Gamer. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. The link to this will be, of course, in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.